Well, hello everyone and welcome back to another theme park obsession video. My name is Dylan and thank you so much for tuning back into the channel. Today I'm hanging out at Universal Studios Hollywood to check up on the park and also check up on the Fast and the Furious roller coaster opening up in 2026. There's a lot to cover today, so how about you and I dive right in. Oh yeah, back at Universal Studios on this very windy day. I mean, it's not too windy, but it might be a little annoying today. It's all good though. I got my gas station coffee and we're ready to go. Starting off here at CityWalk because I wanted to check up on the escape rooms, so let's go see that first. I keep forgetting that Twosomes has a bar right there now. One of these days we're gonna have to sit at the bar and grab a couple drinks. I do like the drinks at Twosome Chocolate Emporium. Now from this point of view, it looks like nothing too exciting going on. They have some groundwork happening, but other than that, we can't see inside the experience. Yeah, there's really nothing on this side either. So yeah, all the work is happening on the inside. I haven't done an escape room in a long time, so when these open, maybe we'll have to give them a try. Obviously, I won't be able to film in the experience, but yeah, it's been, I think, a few years since I've done one. I think the last one I did was in Las Vegas with some friends, but I think that's the last one I can remember. The ones in Las Vegas are really good, by the way. The Saw escape room. I still need to do the It one. And then they also have like a Blair Witch one out there now too. Still holding out for a cowfish, hopefully down here. We shall see, we shall see. And if we see a cowfish pop up, you know, the sushi restaurant next door is gonna probably have an all-out war with them. It's gonna be a great battle to see. I mean, honestly, hey, I'm all for it. Let the sushi wars begin and I will be right smack dab in the middle of it. I mean, literally, I'll stand right there in the middle. I've said it before and I'll say it again. This is probably the best thing that they've ever added to CityWalk as far as attendance is concerned. This place is just crowded from open to close. Yeah, Wicked is slowly taking over CityWalk, and it's also going to be taking over a small section of Universal Studios, and we'll talk about that a little bit. Yeah, the movie comes out in just a few weeks. And you know what? I think I'm going to go see it as well. But before I get into that story, I did want to go over a little bit of the merchandise that is now available. You can purchase this right now, like literally right now. I can just let me know what you want and I'll grab it for you. Just kidding, that shipping might be pretty crazy, but there you go. We have a bunch of cool stuff. I'm assuming these tumblers are gonna sell out as well. I mean, there's already one that's knocked off the shelf here and just opened up not too long ago. $34 for that. You can grab this notebook in here and talk about how popular you are. And you can defy gravity with these rock crystal candies for a mystery price. Ooh, what is this? Is this a candle? These are candles and this one smells really good. I actually am a fan of this one as well. I love the forest green color. And of course they have a bunch of t-shirts available. Let's see what the t-shirts run. Probably 800 billion. No, $30 for that. They also have some over here. And you know, green's my favorite color, so I'm automatically digging this stuff. Made it through security and look at this, they haven't rolled out the red carpet. You know, it's okay, sometimes I just show up randomly, so they're not really sure when to put it out. And it looks like these palm trees are ready for the holidays. Yeah, a lot of the decor is already starting to go up. Okay, quick story time about Wicked and my experience with the entire franchise. So I've seen the musical at the Pantages Theater years ago when I was younger. I think I was like 13 or 14 years old. It was like right when the show first came to the Pantages Theater. It was like within the first year or two. Overall, I didn't mind the show. The problem I had with the show is really not the show itself, but the people that were sitting behind us in the theater. They were reciting like nearly every single line of the show, and it was so annoying because I was with my best friend and his mom. They're like my second family. Shout out to Caleb and Kim, who if you guys are watching right now. But they were like talking the entire time, and it was just so annoying that for me personally, that like ruined the show. So I really want to give Wicked a second chance. I know it's coming back to the Pantages Theater, so I would love to see it again. And I'm actually really interested to see the movie, because the movie does come out here in the next couple of weeks. So yeah, I think I need to give Wicked another shot here, because it's been so long. I mean, it's, how many years? Like what? 10 years? No, almost 20 years since I've seen the show. So overall, I'm actually pretty excited for the movie and to hopefully see the show one day soon. I think the show comes back to the Pantages Theater like in January or something. I'll have to look at the Pantages schedule. But yeah, I mean, I will sit and enjoy a musical every once in a while. I've seen Frozen at the Pantages. I've seen The Book of Mormon, which is a really good musical. I saw that with my best friend Sarah. And yeah, I think it's time to go see Wicked again. But moving back to the park, yeah, we have some more Christmas lights up on the buildings. They haven't put anything up here yet. I think this is probably last. We do have some lights in the palm trees, but it is funny to see like all the Halloween Horror Nights stuff and then obviously the Christmas stuff. And going back to Wicked really quick, this is where the Wicked, like the official Wicked store experience is gonna be. It's at the former Super Nintendo World store right here at the front of the park. And you see that they've been painting and kind of transforming as much as they can to get ready for the all new film. Yeah, I think this movie is gonna make $1 billion. And you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if they start implementing some stuff here in the theme parks. I mean, really, they already are. I mean, look what's happening behind me. They're doing a whole dedicated gift shop to the movie. So maybe in the future, if the movie is very successful and the sequel is successful, because remember, this is like a part 2 thing, I would not be shocked if, you know, we see a Wicked land or world come to one of these theme parks. It's something that I think Universal Studios is thinking about. But look at this beeline. Do you see that beeline? Here, well, let's do that again, just for those that weren't really sure what just happened in that moment. All right, beeline. See that? See, that's the kind of content you're gonna see here on Theme Park Obsession. But this is the reason why I did the beeline move here, because look at this, 30% off original price for Horror Nights merch. And if you're like me and are bad at math, they have a cheat sheet. Do keep this in mind though, the discount will continue to raise as we get closer to the end of the event. I've seen the discount go to like, what, 70 or 80% off. Things are a little limited around that time because there's only a couple days left of Halloween Horror Nights. But if you want to wait and you have a frequent Fear Pass and you come here often, well then you should wait. If not, and this is like your only visit to Horror Nights, yeah, snag what you can and take the 30% off. And if I'm not mistaken, if it's like years past, you can do the 30% off plus your annual pass holder discount on top of that. I'm gonna double check really quick, but I believe that's the deal. But before I do that, look at this, we have a new candle. I do not remember this. I mean, I remember this candle and it smells pretty good, but what the heck does this one smell like? We're gonna have to test it out here. Doesn't smell like anything. There you go. Okay, so I just asked a team member, and yes, you can combine the discounts. There's some exclusions though, so it doesn't work on the popcorn buckets and then some collectible items. But say you want to grab this t-shirt, yeah, you can do the 30% off plus your annual pass holder discount if that applies. Yeah, this is usually what I wait for. And since I'm going to Halloween Horror Nights in Orlando, I'm probably gonna get some merchandise out there because typically they share the same merchandise as we do here in Hollywood. So yeah, I think I'm gonna do my shopping out there. But let's continue the journey to the rest of the park. Oh, it looks like we got a Waterworld dump happening. I'm so excited for Orlando. I look forward to it every single year. But let's move on to the coaster. I'll get to this section in just one moment. Let's head over to the Lookout first. Alrighty, so from the Lookout perspective, there's really not too much going on compared to my last video. I think maybe the addition of a new support column, but that's about it. It's a lot of just pushing around some more dirt, prepping for some more footings, and then obviously prepping for more support columns. I wasn't expecting them to lift anything up into place today just because of the wind. It's a little too dangerous, especially when you're dealing with really big pieces of steel like on this roller coaster. So it looks like most of the work is happening on the station building, the maintenance bay, like the big massive show building that's up in the upper lot. I think that is the main focus of today. And like I've mentioned before, it all kind of makes sense that they're prioritizing this section just because when it gets to the winter season here in Southern California, we typically get a lot of rain. And if they can get this building enclosed as much as possible before those storms, it's gonna save their butt quite a bit because then they won't be delayed in having to, you know, finish the building. So I think the main priority is gonna be the main show building, and they'll work on the track work and support columns a little bit later. And speaking of that building, here's another angle of it from the Universal Plaza area, like French Street area. And yeah, it's looking really good. The scaffolding continues to slowly move its way towards the Wizarding World, and more of that purple sheeting is starting to show up. So eventually that building will be enclosed. And it looks like this week they've added these really long pieces of steel. Those have shown up. I wonder if that's aluminum. Go ahead and comment down below, my construction friends out there. Are these just giant aluminum pieces, or is it a different material? It looks like aluminum. Yeah, and these pieces are showing up on this side too. What's so crazy about this build out is about 7 or 8 months ago, this was not even here. It was still dirt, and the only thing that was here was like the foundation of the building. Other than that, nothing was going vertical. So it's, you know, it's really cool to see the progress. Universal works very fast. That's why I'm still doubting this right here. I wonder if this is just a safety number for them, you know, just in case there's a delay or whatever because of weather or who knows. But I don't know, 2026, that's still, you know, a year and some few months away if it's going to be opening up in January. I still think this thing is going to be ready to go, at least for some soft previews, by late next year. And roughly 8 months from now, Epic Universe will be open. It'll actually be open probably for a solid month by the time we get to 8 months. So I wonder what all of this is going to look like in 8 months. Now, there's not too much going on this side of the hill, but it looks like this building right here, this new building that has popped up, has finished its major steel work, and obviously all the little stuff will be next. Now, besides that building, there's really nothing else to report on, at least on this side of the project, that I'm seeing that's like any sort of significance, like a big change compared to the last video. I did have a viewer point out in the previous video, though, that a piece of maintenance track was in that video, so maybe they're installing a lot of that kind of stuff. Again, they're probably prioritizing the show building and maintenance area first so they can get that done. And then they'll work on the track work and all that fun stuff a little bit later. And there's obviously a lot of work happening on that massive retaining wall where the big turnaround is going to happen. That's probably a really significant section of the ride. So I would assume that a lot of focus is going to be turned to that here in the next few weeks as well. With that said, though, it's still really cool to check up on the progress and just kind of take a minute to enjoy the scale of this roller coaster. I've said it a million times, it is massive in person. You know, everything from the show building to the track work and then the columns that are going up. I mean, it is huge and you can see it everywhere in the park. It's really impressive. I'm still really excited to see the track go in where what looks to be like a helix section right before that straightaway, which might be another launch area. Really stoked to see what all of that profiling is going to look like, because like I mentioned in the previous video, there looks to be an inversion in this section, maybe like a corkscrew. But coming out of the corkscrew, the dive into that turn is so steep. Like, that is going to be epic. I'm sure there's going to that's probably a gray out moment of the coaster. I would not doubt that that's a gray out moment. Maybe by the time the holidays roll around, they'll start working on this section as far as track work, or they might continue to go in a different direction. They might work on, you know, the big turnaround closest to the new campus building. So I'll be keeping an eye on everything, really, every single week, as much as I can, at least. This roller coaster is going to be such an amazing addition to the park. The park has needed this so badly for years and years and years. You know, I really love Revenge of the Mummy, and Flight of the Hippogriff is great for the little kids, but we need a thrill coaster, and finally we're getting one. And it's not just any thrill coaster, it's super unique, and you're only going to be able to find something like this, at least for right now, at Universal Studios. So I'm really looking forward to this. I've made it down to the lower lot because it's been a hot minute since I've been down here, and look at this, they have some more Christmas lights going up. This popcorn stand down here in the lower lot is making Universal so much money. The line is consistent. It's been consistent since they've opened it. And if you're wondering how they paid for Epic Universe, it's this right here. Now, really quickly, I just wanted to pop into Super Nintendo World because I wasn't sure if they started decorating. I don't think so, but you know, it doesn't hurt to check. This land is still so darn cool. I mean, I love this. I cannot wait to see the full version at Epic Universe, and then hopefully one day at Universal Studios Japan. As far as the holiday decorations are concerned, I don't see anything just yet, so they might start decorating after Halloween Horror Nights. They definitely have time. Being down here in the lower lot really gives you a perspective of how crazy this roller coaster is going to look once it's complete. I mean, look at how massive it is just from standing down here. It's going to be so cool to see it traverse the course once it's all complete. The testing phase is going to be a lot of fun. I wanted to pop into the Jurassic World gift shop really quick. By the way, they do have some Halloween Horror Nights merchandise down here if you're wondering, but I wanted to see if they had a popcorn bucket available. Why do people do this? I don't understand why people do this. Okay, I'm not seeing any popcorn buckets down here, so maybe it's only in Orlando. Dang it. I mean, thankfully we have Little Boo to save the day. All right, let's make our way back upstairs.
Now, one thing I haven't really mentioned here on the channel yet is the all-new event coming to the park next spring. And it's called Universal FanFest Nights, and it's being created by the same team that brings us HHN every single year. It's an after-hours event running select nights April 25th through May 18th, and it's going to feature immersive experiences, themed food, drinks, and of course, merchandise. The event's going to be showcasing experiences from Star Trek, Dungeons & Dragons, Harry Potter, Super Nintendo World, One Piece, Back to the Future, and a few others. And I'm sure in addition to all the IP, they're going to sprinkle in even more surprises that have just yet to be announced. I am wondering though if the experiences that they're talking about are going to be complete walkthroughs like we're used to seeing at HHN. And since the same team is working on this, it would be kind of cool and something very unique that we haven't really seen Universal do before. Because they did mention in a press release that we were going to be able to experience the bridge set from Star Trek. So will we be able to experience the entire ship on top of that? Or is it just that section? Like, how big is this experience going to be? All of this is yet to be revealed, but it is going to be cool if that's the case. And we have walkthrough experiences, just like HHN. The event's only 12 nights, so it's definitely a test run to see, what the public's reception is going to be. But I'm thinking because of the IP that they have, it's going to be pretty popular. I wouldn't be surprised if this sells out, and they keep bringing this back year after year. It seems like Universal wants to have like a big celebration or a big event every season, and we have Halloween Horror Nights during the fall, we have Grinchmas during the holidays, and now we're gonna have this FanFest nights during the spring. So I'm thinking they're just trying to pack in as much as they can throughout the year, which is a good idea because lately at Universal Studios, there really isn't too much going on during the spring. So it is going to be nice to have an after-hours event. And remember, again, this is a separate ticketed event. You have to purchase a separate ticket, just like Halloween Horror Nights. And this is all going to be an after-hours thing. There's no details on ticket pricing or how long the event is going to be. The only thing we know right now is that it's running, I believe, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, I think, for 12 days. In April and May. I'll keep all of you posted once I hear more information, once I get the press releases from Universal. I'm sure as the months kind of roll on here, we're going to learn a lot more, especially leading up to April when this all premieres.
And with that, I'm going to slowly make my way out of the theme park. That's pretty much all the major updates this week. Oh, they're setting up for Halloween Horror Nights. All the 2 p.m. day-night combo people are coming in. And speaking of Halloween Horror Nights, I've had a lot of people ask me if I'm going to be returning for the 2025 season, and the answer to that is unfortunately, no. I'm retiring. I am throwing in the towel. I've been doing it for a long time, and it's time to say goodbye and move on. I have so much to cover next year. Epic Universe is opening up. I'd love to cover more haunt events, not just here in Southern California, but around the country. But it's been a great time here, and I've had a lot of fun over the years, meeting a lot of amazing people. I owe this place quite a bit, and the people that have helped me along the way. I tip my hat to you, and you know who you are. A lot of you are probably watching this right now, so again, I just want to say thanks for all the fun memories, and it's going to be great to look back on them. But moving on though, I do have some other really sad news. Mini Monster here at CityWalk, before I start slowly closing out this video, their last day is next Wednesday. They weren't able to re-sign their lease here at CityWalk, so something new is coming to that location. Not really sure what. It looks like Universal's just trying to do what they can to put their own branded stuff in here, which, makes sense. They don't have to worry about outside vendors and all that kind of fun stuff. But it is going to be sad to see Mini Monster go because I do enjoy their beverages. There's a few other locations around Southern California, so if you do like their Thai tea and all that, there's plenty of other spots you can find them in. But with that, that's going to do it for today's video from Universal Studios Hollywood. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you can let me know by smashing the thumbs up button. And if you're new to the channel and you love these videos from Universal or some of your other favorite theme parks, well, you should consider subscribing because I have brand new videos every single week that you won't want to miss out on. And also, be sure to check me out on Instagram and X. Those links will be down below in the description. Until the next video, I hope you have a beautiful day, morning, evening, whatever it is. I'll see you next time in the parks. Bye.